I want to thank God. I always do that when I'm up on a big platform in front of a bunch of young faces. I say, I love God. That's my thing. I love him. And you should too.
I admire you so much for being open about your faith.
Oh, thank you.
Do you feel like, I feel like you sometimes get shit for that. Do you feel like that's a hard thing?
Oh, yeah, I sure do, but that's nothing new. That's nothing new, you know? If I was of this world, they would love me just like that. But as it is, I'm chosen out of this world. That's John 15, 18 through 20. It's the way it is. It ain't nothing new. 2,000 years ago, they hated him too. The way I stay grounded in my faith is just it's a practice. It's a spiritual practice. So prayer, and being in the Gospels. And so, finding a way to incorporate the gospel in my life, whether it be the Hallow app. I also have my friend and pastor, Judah Smith, has got the Church Home app. I use that a lot. I think using my phone a lot to, listen to gospels and meditations and, it's giving my first fruits every morning. So like waking up in the morning and praying. And I'm a part of a Christian men's group. So we're praying for each other. Like through the course of the week, we have like a prayer agenda. We know what we're praying for. So staying rooted in that with my community and with my friends is the first part of to answer that, how I stay grounded. The second part, have I always been a Christian? I've always known God was real. Without a doubt. I've never questioned my faith. But it's almost like that the sun is real, and S-U-N, like in the sky, it's there. And then some days are foggy. And you're like, is that sun ever going to come out? And you kind of forget that the sun is, So like I've had a lot of foggy seasons in my life from a young age all the way through. And so when I really first gave my heart, the first time I walked up to a church altar and got on my knees and cried, I was a child. And then the next time I did it, I was still a child. I was 19. And then the next time I did it, I was in my 30s. And the biggest, most profound, impacting moment where I really negotiated with God and made promises, because before I'd made promises, but I didn't keep them. I said, God, save me in this moment and I'll give you my life. And then he did. And I was the unburdened from the weight of my shame or my guilt or my sin. And then relatively moments later, maybe a year later, 2 years later, I'm off doing the same stuff that got me in there, and it got me down the wrong path in the first place. Sinful, broken nature of humans, just like living in my heart, And then with my son was born, we really had a health scare with him because he was born very early, and was only 3 pounds, and we were in this he was in the NICU for a month, and he had all of these issues going on, and I prayed hard to God. And I was in a season of transition spiritually at that time and didn't quite fully understand. I made deals with God, and again, I'm sorry, God, here I am again, asking for your grace again. And he really saved my son. And that was the moment I was like, now it's cemented. Like the cement was always a little way. My heart softened and my faith hardened. And that was the moment that I was like, moving forward, I'm going to give my platform to God. And I haven't always been perfect. Like, I'm not saying from that moment on I was perfect. I'm not. But I have made a commitment and continue to stick to that commitment that, this platform was given to me for a reason. And I want to affirm the people who are believers in Christ. I want them to hear me and say like, wow, that's cool. He's willing to say it. I'm going to stand up at work today and say it. I wanted to both affirm that and also reach out to people who have no idea that God is real or have never heard about it. I want to kind of like be a little bit of light to people who've never seen light, and I want to be a light to people who have seen light but turned away from it or been afraid of it.
The angel Gabriel was sent by God to a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man whose name was Joseph of the house of David. The virgin's name was Mary. And having come in, the angel said to her, "Rejoice, highly favored one, the Lord is with you. The Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women." But when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying and considered what manner of greeting this was. Then the angel said to her, "Don't be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And behold, you will conceive in your womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Jesus.